So a viewer posted a comment on one of my videos basically saying that they thought I was trying to make math studying too systematic and in the process hurting myself because it keeps my thinking from being flexible, for lack of better words. I'll just go ahead and throw a screenshot here. And one, thanks for the comment if you're watching this. Second, I guess I'll just restate my response to that, which was, generally speaking, yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility. This method that I use to study has been beneficial in basically every class that I've taken, and it gets better as I refine it. I think trying to make something too systematic will absolutely become more inherently problematic when I take more conceptual stuff like graph theory later on, or some of the other bridge to abstract math, which I have in 3 weeks. It starts. I think it'll definitely be an issue there when there's a little bit more creativity and ingenuity involved. But I mean, even DiffyQ is still so algorithmic. I mean, if you're given a problem, assuming you don't have to, adjust or transform the type of differential you're working with, then it's just a process of applying steps and subsequently just a matter of memorizing those steps, right? But it's an interesting thought. I'll definitely keep it in the back of my brain, but I think ultimately, like I said, a large portion of this is just memorization. And if you can boil that down to some sequential steps, then I think you got it. Again, as long as you're not super duper concerned with the whys, which I kind of am, and they always sit in the back of my brain, and I wish there was more time for them in class, but my applied mathematics degree isn't being very applicative yet. So I'm kind of waiting for that, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, thanks for the comment. It was definitely thought-provoking. That's what I always enjoy and appreciate. I always like talking about math and math education and college education in general. So I was in the process of editing this video and I realized I got another comment, and I didn't see it immediately because YouTube auto-detected it as potential or likely spam, and I read it and it definitely wasn't, which is strange because the same person has commented on other stuff. I recognize their username. But I figured I would just go ahead and lump these, rather than making two videos, I would just lump them together. This other person, essentially they just asked how I deal with nerves, like for test taking or just an impending class in general. And honestly, I'm not a great person to ask, mainly because I deal with stress in kind of the worst ways, which is oftentimes smoking cigarettes. If I have like a really big final coming up, I guess there's not really any other kind of final, is there? Or just the class is really stressing me out because I know that a test is going to be hard or something, I'll smoke. I don't get a lot of sleep. I'll get really nauseous. I'm not good with dealing with stress and all. And just kind of anecdotally, I was really bad about managing my stress, and I got a lot of it when I was in my last semester at Auburn. But since moving here and transferring to USF, I found that I have a lot less stress. Now, I don't know what to attribute that to because so much has changed. I live in a different place. My living circumstances are different. I'm going to a different university. I'm taking a lot fewer classes. So I don't know what to attribute that to. I'm thankful for it, obviously, because no one wants to be stressed out. I mean, I don't have a lot of hair left, and I don't want to lose the rest of it, So I don't know. I'm glad for that, but yeah, I don't really have any good advice. The only thing ultimately I can think of is the fact that, at least me personally, a lot of my stress ultimately comes from not knowing the material as well as I think I could, if that makes sense. I don't think studying too much ever a possibility, assuming you're studying the right way. Like, I think cramming can be detrimental because it just stresses you out last minute. I don't think that's what people need. But if you're studying a little bit every day, I think doing that, I think confidence come exam day is going to be directly proportional to the amount of constructive time put into a class and its respective work. So I've always felt like no matter how much I study, I could have done a little bit more. I don't know if that's just my personality or me, feeling inadequate or I'm not good enough or what. What I'm just trying to say is that I feel like ultimately for a lot of people, nerves come from not knowing the material as well as they think they should. The most obvious way to remedy that is to know the material like you think you should until it's easy and it's obvious, and you don't spend 20 minutes like me trying to do a stupid integration by parts problem, you know. So when in doubt, I would say study more or better. If your studying practices aren't the best, or if you have problems, you know, devoting time to it and procrastinating and all that other stuff, then hey, that's your issue. But if that's not your issue and you just inherently have nerves, then sorry, bud. I really don't have much, or at least I don't have good advice, because I'm obviously not going to condone smoking, because it's like the worst thing ever. I know that wasn't much help, but hey, you asked. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.